Well, I'm back down on the rocks that I was cleaning off the other day that gave me a really nice pan of gold, first pan. And as you can see, we've had a little rain, so my hold is halfway filled with water. But what I'm doing is taking a teaspoon and working the areas in the rocks, and this is going to result in just a tiny bit of material. However, sometimes that material is the best stuff you can get. So I am just scraping very carefully all of this material out of these little crevices, and it will result hopefully in some gold in the pan. When I get an area is a little tough, I'll take a small screwdriver and dig into it, and you can see the additional amount of material I'm getting out with this small screwdriver. And every one of these little crevices, drops, indentations, whatever you want to call it, is a possible settling point for gold. I'm planning just to go ahead and pan this green pan out real quick for you to see if I'm getting gold here off the surface of the rock, or if I was just getting it down in this little crack. This is the crack. That's the point we found all the gold in the clay 2 days ago. Right? But right down here, there's still material in this crack, and I'm going to be pulling that out and throwing it in the pan, one little screwdriver pull at a time, just about here. See what I can do about getting this. Oops. Have to resort to the teaspoon. Teaspoons with a sharper point are very useful here. And everybody's got their own favorite crevicing tools. I pretty much stick with the teaspoons and the screwdrivers. And I do have the curved crevicing tools that I've made and all that good stuff. We'll kind of see what we get out of here. I'm not going to completely clean this right now because it's going to require a little more work than I've got time for on the video. I don't want to bore you, but you can see the very small amount of material we are actually getting out of these cracks and crevices. Or drops. Alright, now you can see this rock wants to break away, and so we're going to take the whole rock there, because when you have frangible bedrock, it is just like a sponge. It absorbs gold. For the purposes of demonstration, I think I've probably got enough miscellaneous material here. Grab just a little more. Get a little more out of this crack too. There we go. And there's a little more material. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and pan this material out. We'll see if the gold is still hanging around down here. I figure you might as well have fun with Rick when Rick's goofing around on the creek. And we'll come down. Might even be able to sit on a rock this time. Oops, getting a little deep there. Alright, I'm just going to break this clean material up with my fingers. There's such a small amount of material that I'm not even going to bother to screen it plus and minus 20. we'll just see what we get out of here for the quick demo pan. Now, since there was a little bit of clay in that material, I'm really making sure that I'm breaking all the clay up. And now a little stratification. Move all the heavies down into that first riffle. And we'll just do a gentle pan here. I have to remember to keep my head down so the camera is pointing correctly with this helmet camera. Why it's something that I've got to just learn to do. But the helmet camera certainly is convenient. Alright, I think we got this now. Mainly because you still got two hands free. And this camera, actually, I can close the back of it. The speaker or the microphone is inside the camera case, and if I close the camera case up, the camera becomes waterproof down to, gosh, I don't know, 12, 15 feet, maybe even farther. It's let's see, who makes this camera? Tachyonic, something like that, you know. And it's an Extreme Sports helmet camera. And I'm keeping my head down here. And just moving the material off here. A little bit at a time. And I'll get those rocks out of there now. And we'll be ready for reveal. Always look at the rocks before you throw them away. Who knows, you don't want to be throwing away a little nuggie. Okay, now you see this rock right here. These kind of brownish, dark rocks. These are actually heavies. You know, they contain a lot of iron, and it's nice to see heavies in your pen. All right? Maybe because where the heavies congregate, so does the gold. Alright, yeah, we still have a little too much to do a reveal. I will run the rest down here real quick. And we're right down to about between a half a teaspoon and a teaspoon of material. That's where I like to do the reveals. That way we don't... Oh baby, look at that. Right here at the end of my finger. Just right down in there, there's a nice piece of gold. I like this. This is fun. Oh, look at that. I'm hoping you can see this as I do this. And there's two pieces of gold, one of which is very nice, and a couple of tiny little pieces of fly poop. But well, you can see the amount of material that I pulled out of those little cracks and crevices. And here's the results. Let me get rid of the extraneous material. And we'll get some clean water in here. See if we can bring this stuff around. It'd be nicer if my pan was cleaner. Find a clean spot here. Alright. Okay, so I'm holding this very close and hoping that the helmet cam is picking it up, but you can see those two pieces of gold, and you might even be able to see the fly poop. I'm not sure. However, alright, well, see, it pays to get in and crack and crevice. That's a sweet little piece of gold. It's time to find the snuffer bottle. And collects my bounty. Booty, whatever. There we go. Alright, so 2 little pieces of gold. That was kind of fun. Alright, I'll show you what else I'm doing. Because there is more material right down in this area that I think may still hold gold. I went ahead and filled a bucket with water, put my classifier in it, and I'm getting out a scoopful of material at a time. The bedrock is actually breaking up even with this plastic scoop. Alright, and you can see it, pieces of bedrock that just flaked right off. This could be really good stuff, but remember, we had gold here, right? We moved down this way and found that little hole. That hole that runs right down here. There's a drop right there and a deeper hole, right? And we pulled material out of that hole, but we only got 7 pieces of gold. You can again see the broken bedrock here at the bottom. I'm just hoping that gold has meandered down across the bedrock, but we'll find all this out. So I'm going to move all this material out of here and do that in the big bucket. Over here I've got a pan, and I started just pulling some what I consider nicer looking material, and I was just going to run a pan out on that. So I will show you the reveal on that too. So that's basically what I'm doing. And let's see, Wayne was in Angel's Camp this morning picking some stuff up. So now he's supposed to swing back by and come and join me here shortly. I will continue prospecting here and get back to the video here a little bit later. Alright, well, let's see. I kept working material there above that bunch of bedrock, and I got a little less than a half a bucket of material out of there. Decided to go ahead and run it through my California sluice box junior stream sluice, the drop ripple sluice, because there's very, very little water flowing down here right now. And I probably have my knee in the way here so you can't see what I'm doing. Let's see, so basically we're just checking to see if there's any more gold to be had down here, if I need to start ranging out a little bit and find some other spots, maybe get a little bank run material or something like that. But we'll find out here in just 1 second. Alright. Wayne still hasn't shown up. He must be chasing frogs in Angel's Camp, or jumping them or something. Whatever. And okay, gotta remember to keep my head down here so you can maybe see what I'm doing. I wish there was a way to have some kind of an ocular device where I could actually see where the camera is pointing, but I guess you just do the best you can with what you got. And these things work fine when you're sticking it on your motorcycle helmet and running around the countryside, but or down the ski slope or something. But as far as being certain where it's pointing when we're doing prospecting and panning, that is another thing entirely. Now you notice that I did move to the smooth side of the pan when I got down to a little bit of material, mainly because you have to use too much force, shall we say, or you have to pan too aggressively when you're trying to get the last of the material up and across the riffles. As a result, you will lose some gold by aggressive panning there. So right now I'm just using the smooth side, running just a little bit of water in and out, kind of like the waves coming in and out on the beach. Alright, and we'll be down to a half a teaspoon of material here in just a second to do our reveal. Now, when I was running them through the sluice, I did see one piece of gold. See, sometimes when you're running your drop riffle, you won't see any gold at all. And then you'll do your cleanup and whoop, there's all the gold. It's amazing how that stuff works. But it's all on a fluid bed principle. Alright, I can see a little piece of gold just hanging in the corner there right now. And when you see gold in the corner, that either means you've got a really good pan going on, or there's just a piece of gold in the corner. Alright, I think we're time for our reveal now. Oh, there's some gold there. There we go. Alright. Notice when I tap, the gold will come right up to the edge of the pan and kind of dance a little bit. And that's how to tell at an early stage what you're going to see. It's not a lot of gold, but it's definitely worthwhile gold. And I'm trying to remember to keep my head down here. Alright, this silvery looking sand material is a heavy, and I don't know whether it's kind of powdered galena, which is the ore for lead, or what, but it makes panning down here sometimes a little more adventurous. And what I'm doing here is a process called backwash and tap. Alright, tapping the gold back up. The gold will move in your pan exactly the opposite side of the pan. If you tap on this side, you want the gold to move that way, right? If you tap down here, right, the gold will spread out. Right? So let's get rid of this other material, and we'll just see what kind of gold we've got. A little water, and now I'm going to tap the bottom just to spread the gold out a little bit, and we'll get it real close to you. I hope you can see it. Alright, so there's, what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll call it 8 pieces of gold and fly poop. Alright? Which isn't bad at all. And I still have to do my plus 20s. Who knows? Maybe there's a surprise in there. One can never tell. Let's get the old snuffer bottle. Again, notice I'm tapping the top of the pan here to get the gold to move right up along the rim, and that will allow me to suck it all up in one fell swoop. Alright. Again, I might add, when you are using your snuffer bottle, right, start out by squirting away from your gold. Right? Then collect your gold on the suck portion. Right? Lift your bottle, make sure all your gold has gone on down in, and then always do a test. Squirt a little out to make sure nothing got left in the straw. I've seen people lose gold because they pick up their snuffer bottle, there's a piece of gold stuck in the straw, and they squeeze it, and boom, there goes the gold. Alright, just another little helpful hint, I hope. At least I hope the hints I'm giving you are helpful. Alright, it's time for the plus 20s. Let's cross our fingers and hope we have a little chunker in here. There we go. Alright. I generally stop on the riffle side of the pan when I've got 2 riffles full of material, right? And Then I'll move around to the smooth side and pan very, very gently and just let things slip right over the edge of the pan, and I can watch and see, make sure I'm not losing any gold. Trying to keep this in the sunshine for you guys so you can see it. And I also try and make a habit of finding a sunbeam to pan in, because you can see your gold a lot quicker if you have good light on your material. Alrighty, so quick tap, and I can tell that there's no plus 20s in there at all, just from the tap. And of course, nobody home. Alright, well, no plus 20s, but what do we have? 8 pieces of gold, and that's a half bucket, so that's not bad at all. Well, it's time to consider whether I should start using the shovel a little more aggressively, or see if I can clear a little more of this bedrock and work that. I'll figure something out and be back with you. I'm about to do the reveal on the last pan of the day here, and we got what, this is my second bucket for the day. I normally do between 2 and 4 half buckets. Today I'm lazy, but again, I'm goofing around if I don't have Wayne and Ray with me to keep me busy, why I tend to dink a little bit. Alright, and let's see, here we go. A little tap. Okay, I can see some gold showing up here. I hope you can see it there too. And I'm going to try and move the pen around here so it's in the sunlight. And, well, it looks like okay gold. Certainly nothing like I was getting a couple of days ago, but that doesn't happen often. I'll always take what I can get here. Gold is gold, and it all goes in the vial, whether you get it all in one big glob or if you work for it a little bit. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of fly poop. I hope you're watching this. Alright, I can't tell. Alright, now I'm going to tap the top of the pan here just off to the side, and doing it correctly. I'm kind of doing it halfway here. If I do it correctly, all the gold marches off to the side and leaves all the black sand and the heavy silver sand and stuff like that, so you're just left with gold. Now I can go ahead and remove all that. There we go. And that should leave me with pretty clean gold. Let's see what we got here. Alright, well, today's gold. Or not today's gold, this last bucket's worth. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. Maybe 8. Some of them are close enough to fly poop to where I'm thinking seriously about, calling it fly poop or calling it a tiny flake. In any case, that's the last of the gold today. Oh, I still have my plus 20s to do. I'll run those and let you know if something thrilling shows up. Other than that, thanks for watching today, and you guys have a nice one. Live long and prospect, he says as he slurps gold up into his snuffer bottle.